Would you have need of a knight's skills?
Congratulations on the knighthood. I just heard that you took the oath. There is a matter pertaining to Azra's Crossing, just west of this city. Apparent nefarious dealings are taking place within the mine, and I would like to see these rumors put to rest. Would you mind lending your aid?
If it helps the kingdom, then I shall assist.
For sure. With every threat that's quelled, the kingdom gains strength. You will make a great knight at this rate. Be sure to meet me at the bridge that connects us to the village. The Adventuriers will be there to help if things turn sour.
This is great. We got a new friend and everything.
Don't cause any trouble now.
I won't. I do want to improve my armor. If I want to use this as my main armor, I just want to find a blacksmith and improve it. Hello? So that might take a minute or two, because I still really don't know where anything is in this city. And we're all set. It's actually going to be stronger than my old armor too, I want to say. Yep, it is stronger than my old armor. Damn. I'm not close to being over-encumbered, but I feel like it's going to be worth just dropping some stuff, because I don't really need all this stuff that I've picked up now. Alright. I think we're set. I think we are good to go. Like I said, there are a few more quests that open up after becoming a knight, as we just kind of saw from getting the quest from Horrorstare. But there's going to be a couple more as well. If nothing else, let me just look around for a little bit. If nothing else, let me just see who else I can talk to. We know we can talk to Kegor. So let's speak with him while we're right here. I thought he was going to be down here. Nope, just, gotta take the stairs. Wait, will you acknowledge me as a knight?
Need something?
No. Damn.
Carry the griffin, Knight of Evermore.
At least the guards do.
Those Redguard vultures are finally gone. That's one less burden we have to deal with.
Did you have any dealings with Mortafane?
Seldom, if ever. I had advisors talk on my behalf as the whispers of his paranoia were enough to have me avoid him. That's one of the great merits of bureaucracy, getting those beneath to undertake tasks you wouldn't. Sigmane was far too lenient on the tyrant. The allure of greater prosperity can keep the eyes away from any atrocity.
Seems to be a running theme here.
Sigmane's moral failure would be Mortafane's undoing, when that lord decided to take the economy of the kingdom into his own hands. Almost as soon as the news was spread by the merchants of Mortafane's meddling, the decree was inked to have his lordship revoked.
Money talks.
The chorus of the world.
So what's among the knightly duties that I should attend to?
I'm sure you know of the kingdom and its subjects by now. Sigmane has dispensed funding for a number of renovations throughout the realm. So there's much to do around the realm. There's a lot of busy people eager to relieve themselves of any extra duties. And that's where you come in.
Can't wait. So what's first?
We're overdue for 3 reports from 3 important assets. First is from Deep Crack, having recently been liberated and is presently under repair. Second is Lonely Griffin's Retreat, fine appellation, our most remote outpost bordering the northern wastes. You'll have to find a man called Tyr. Careful, he's a short-tempered. Lastly, there's the mines within the southern mire, the bog for short. I have an overseer there who keeps the labor in check. He'll have our report.
Why spend gold on the Reach now? Why not earlier?
Principal reason that you've taken care of our largest hindrances within the realm, meaning that our gold wouldn't be wasted in a land that would soon be looted again. Beyond that, the relations we have with the provincial merchants are filling the treasury. No need to hoard such wealth when half the land is in ruin.
The merchants seem to play a large part in the politics here.
They do. A bit too much, in fact. Almost seems their whims are the king's whims. No greater arbiter than those who control gold. Those merchants have grand plans, worrying plans, especially those pertinent to New Orsinium and the trade route it borders.
What are they planning with Orsinium?
We're still not sure where the orcs have holed themselves. There's many an enclave that's been mistaken for their capital, yet we know the orcs aren't content with scant dwellings. What we are sure of is that they're close to the Imperial road, leading out from the divide through the valleys to Cyrodiil, a major trade route, and that threatens the merchants dearly.
Raising their homes yet again?
As a military man, I've sought for advice, tactical aid and the like, and the plans drawn for the orc problem are terrifying. From what I've seen, this could be the final epoch of the orc race, only a matter of time until those enclaves in Skyrim are under threat. Eventually there won't be a single hole the orc can call its own. All for a pile of gold. At least this bloodshed won't be all for naught.
Don't cause any trouble now.
Let's do some of Kegor's first. Horster, you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. Sorry, but Kegor, I've known him a little bit longer, so we're gonna help him out first. Take a look at the map. Deep Crag Ravine. The Bog. And... oh god, where's the third one? All the way down there at Lonely Griffin's Retreat. Ooh. Let's start at the Bog. The Bog is also one that's completely flooded, so I can't imagine they're loving life right now.
Something you need?
Never thought the Bog would receive a share of the treasury too. I'm going to need a report to see if that septum was put to good use. Must be difficult upholding a mine in a swamp like this. Isn't that the understatement of the era? Oh, say, if you aren't up to anything important, the mines have been lacking in tools. Seems those who funded this little restoration aren't too bright, and haven't sent what we needed most. Pickaxes, that is. Most what we got sent here were brittle as a harlot's promise. Are you alright with hauling some of those tools over? Sure, anything to speed up rebuilding. Now that's a good night. You're very much a rarity these days. Bring 3 of those pickaxes, and I'll see if I can work out a reward for you. I just gotta find 3 pickaxes.
Till next we meet.
Damn, alright. Welcome to, the life of a knight. Kinda sucks. Well, the good news is, pickaxes aren't that hard to come by.
Hello?
Here's those, pickaxes you asked for. Gods, look at that! Someone in the Reach who kept their word. Must have the legs of an ox with all that you hauled. I'll chalk this up for those in the capital. Make another accolade for it. Pickaxe peddler, on your way, knight. I've got groks to train. It's a weird first day as a knight, huh? Never thought the Bog would receive a share of the treasury, too. I'm gonna need a report to see if that septum was put to good use. Aren't you that mercenary turned knight? Sheesh. I knew Sigmund wasn't exactly frugal with his knighthoods, but that's really scraping the bottom. I don't like this guy. Fortunately, I found some respite from building the swamp to write up that report. Put a word into Sigmund for me, will ya? Hopefully get myself knighted too. I don't see you collecting any pickaxes. So, unlikely, sir. What's happening in there? Sounds like one of those greenskins got loose and is holding one of the reserves as a hostage. Dumb grok. He knows exactly how this will end if he dares to go for blood. You're a knight, right? How about you help us out with this little situation? Impart some sensibility into this savage.
Till next we meet.
I guess I will. Oh. You've come to finish me off. You better think twice. I'll kill this man if you even think of coming close. We can handle this peacefully. And how exactly you gonna do that? You have me for a fool, Breton? Breton orc, ain't no peace till one of us are wiped from this realm. You have conviction and a desire for change. Don't waste it here. Ain't no change while in chains. They're damn breeding my brothers to work in those damn mine and quarries. Broken orcs who dare not speak up like dogs. Your rebellion will die with you. Your kin will suffer for it. Kingdom boys speak with no heart, even when making peace. You're as cold as a Reach Knight. Thank you, I am a knight. But you make sense. I can't have our people lingering on like cattle. Please, knight, keep your word, and let me keep my kin. Help my kin.
All right, then.
See? Easy enough. Yeah, if you can't handle that, you can't be a knight.
Hello?
The captive lives, and I assured the orc that he would return to the mines unharmed. Unharmed? Dogging a greenskin scums like they ain't animals is a good way to get mauled. This grok is going to taste the hook. Ever see a hookin'? Put it right up their rib and let them hang for a good couple of days. Normally the flies get to them. And normally we'll let them fester for a while before giving the grok a good whack. Here, since you helped out, you can pick a spot where this greenskin will hang. You hang and the orc will slowly sow more discord among the orcs, who are becoming increasingly partial to death. And we'll just bring out the crossbows and have them all swimming in their own blood in no time. The only way savages learn is through blood. You of all people should know that. As a knight, I am making an exception for this orc. Remember, there still exists a hierarchy above you. It's not just orcs and Bretons. Caution, knight. Some would say you're sounding awfully like a race traitor now. Oh boy. This orc will see a blade another day, and I'm not going to argue with any overzealous knight, just so I can have...
May the Reach show mercy on you. Something you need?
Sometimes it's hard to get all of it in. Sometimes it's hard to get to say everything that I mean to, everything that I need to. What is it pointing in here for, though? Oh, okay, never mind. If I check my map, it says there's nothing there anymore. It says we're all clear. Well, I guess we're off to Deep Crag to see how that's doing now. I think I've said it at a few points now, but I feel like now especially we're really starting to get into the part of the mod where there's much less voice acting done, but it also makes much more sense that we're getting to that point since we're much further on in the mod. We're now at the point that this is content that I haven't seen before, that I don't think was in the mod when I last played it, however many years ago. See, even Alcuin's not voiced.
Cat got your tongue.
Never mind.
What's the matter?
I
Till
do
next
like a lot
time.
of his ambient dialogue, but man, I wish there were just a couple conversations we could have with him here and there. He's more in line with a vanilla companion in the sense that he doesn't, but with how much he has seen, with how much he has been through now, just because we paid him 500 septims once, like, goddamn, you think he'd maybe have a few things to say. Also, I really went in a roundabout way to get here. So I hope you enjoy listening to me do a lot of very, very amateurish voice acting at the last second to try and make up for any unvoiced characters.
Yes.
I apologize in advance, but the truth is that you've been hearing it this entire playthrough anyways, so good luck to you, good luck to your ears, and I'm sorry for any nightmares you have. I can't be held responsible.
Ave.
Things seem to be taking a turn for the better. Finally. Is there anything else you may need help with?
Funny you should say that, though I wish the sentiment behind my plea shared that levity. Do you remember the woman we rescued here? The one forced upon by the orcs?
Oh no. Since you put it so repugnantly, I do.
Sometimes the invocation of the unpleasant is the best way to force engagement with a topic.
Or to quickly make one disengage.
Yet, the one before me isn't so squeamish, if your feats across this land are any indication.
Hey, don't talk about my feet. What happened then?
Well, the woman, Denize, has vanished, leaving little trace for where she went. She was being tended to by the field nurse, but must have slipped out during the night.
Any idea where she went?
My first suspicion is that of her unborn child. She repressed the trauma from her capture, but I could see the despair simmering beneath her strained smile. The nurse told me of Denise's fascination with this local myth, a witch who was known to perform dark rituals and the like. So my fear is that Denize has fled into the wilds in search of that witch, probably in an attempt to deprive herself of that child. Such actions betray a shattered mind.
I'll see if I can find her then.
The Imperials are supposed to protect, govern their subjects, and see them suffer no harm as long as they obeyed. Yet our stay here has put that pledge to the fire. If we can have one small victory, to do one
Tragic
thing
seeing
right,
these forts
it would
in
be
such a
this.
state.
I wish
Can't
I
say
could
I'm
send my
surprised
own, but
seeing
we've
the Empire
scant
these
bodies to
days.
spare. Good luck, for what it's worth, and bring her back alive.
You make her sound like a prisoner when you say it that way. Kegor from Evermore has assigned me in collecting reports from the outposts. I assume you have such a document?
I'm an Imperial. Do you really need to ask if I've kept up with my end of bureaucracy? Here you go, with the caveat of added paperwork being sent over in the coming days, so we may be seeing more of each other.
Are you flirting with me, sir?
Go with grace.
When I come back to him, I'll ask about the witch, assuming that the lore option is still there then. Now, this quest in particular deals with a very sensitive subject, and I realize it's a very sensitive subject, but I am also aware that at the same time, I might be slightly guilty of a weird sort of double standard. Because I watch Law & Order SVU, Special Victims Unit, pretty much religiously. I've seen every episode, I watch it every week. As much as you can really watch Law & Order SVU. And something like this happens in SVU. I mean, not every episode, but it's a common enough premise for an episode. And it's that weird thing of, when watching it on broadcast TV of all things, it seems like, oh, okay, whatever, but I don't know, it's this weird moment of the second it's added to a Skyrim mod, it almost feels, maybe not taboo, but it almost feels a little odd to see, a little strange to see. My best bet is maybe just because Skyrim itself doesn't really deal with those topics all too often. I think there's maybe one or two offhanded mentions of stuff of that nature in Skyrim's base game and DLCs, but not necessarily a real focal point. You know. Hello. What spells do you perform?
Spells. The pretense of wonder drawn by parodies dressed in well-made cloth. I divulge in the dance that melts one world to another.
Sounds kinda hot.
Through these dances, our bodies as flesh transposed with magic summoned from a raging stream of arcane noise, spilling forth from every orifice and every end of the form.
I take it back.
You
Not hot.
manifest desire and become a beacon of dreams, not only of your own, but those of 1,000 shrieking souls seeking your body as an outlet.
I don't like this. Please speak clearly.
Pragmatic are the civilized. If you want a change in destiny, bring me flesh. That would serve some utility to those who just want results, yes? The skin of those you wish to mimic, and I'll graft it onto your shape. A new identity will be birthed.
Oh, you can change who I am physically?
Only the flesh. The mind is not of the same clay, so may find itself anchored to the past, despite best intentions. Though the body can open rooms of the mind, where they were once locked, pleasure and pain being the first doors to loosen, alleviating or exaggerating the carnal. But your deeper self, how you move and how you react, your trauma and your pleasures from the past, these will stay.
Has anyone come to you for a body change?
I find humor in the desperation of the civilized to escape their fates. One would think such a privileged lifestyle should beg docility, content with your luxuries. Yet the deluge of souls who come for my services attest to a different world. One such recent arrival was a demon of translucent red, smacked of all the despairs of your society.
Wait,
His every fiber rebelled against the rigid hierarchy of your world.
do you think it's the one that I encountered
growing vestiges
looking
of
for
monstrous
Rados'
flesh
artifact?
to my feet. I went to work, sewing and tearing where I needed. This man willed himself into a prince, and I had helped him on his path.
Oh boy.
Now the winds grow fierce, and the storm clouds gather. Monster will taste vengeance in its waning.
I was hoping that she'd give me a quest for that to hunt him down. Monster? Really? He had to name himself after a cheese? Not very threatening, if you ask me. Denize, it's me! From that outpost? She's like, really? You're gonna say it like that? We were worried about what you're doing.
I want to be outside when
Oh
it's
no,
pissing down.
please go. Don't bring up that memory. I can't go back. It makes me sick what happened there. I need to get rid of this spawn in me.
We're just trying to help. The officer and I, we feel bad about what happened, too.
If you really want to help, then you can do that by helping the witch. She's the one who will bereave me of this omen that was thrust upon me.
Is this really lore? You could have been seriously hurt traveling here? I mean, I don't think she really cares, so I'm not gonna really rub it in her face.
Farewell, Knight.
This seems a little rude, seems a little unnecessary if you ask me. Why are you helping Denize?
I desire to be a mother. Animus that has willed me into helping this woman supplant a progeny unto me, so that I may be imputed with dynasty.
One woman's loss is another woman's gain.
Maybe you have not seen, but you're in a tale of mothers. Mothers are weaving stories in every stride you take. Who knows what they have laying down your strand? And with my own child, I will have another destiny to write from my own. A fate that will leave red the world in its spill.
I don't really know if I want to help you. I want to help Denize, but I don't really want to help you. Were you part of the Witchmen?
An age has passed since my time with those naive dreamers, letting the wind carry them along with nary a care. Such was their downfall. When our cousins, donned in red and black, had fallen from the mountains and cleaved their way through our peoples, shedding oceans of blood in their wake. Now the meat of our peoples have wrought an eight-legged ogre, that's molding them into the self-eating man-demons that plague the land.
Were you at Munster? Oh, I thought you were saying Munster was the name of the demon. Sorry.
I have made concert with the feathered women of yore, engaging
Still a
in
cheese.
song, synchronized, to soothe the land, birthing efficient Eden out of a frozen waste. All the best efforts were laid to waste by men from stone walls. Civilization had come to bring us to heel, the hegemony that seeks to oust all competitors.
So why didn't you join these new Witchmen?
They have owned their methods in combating your kind. I have owned my own. Where they are bold and terrifying, I find the opposite to be more alluring, serving a more palatable meal. Subversion, through hope, love, and desire, can render the wealthiest a beggar, all through their own doing.
So I don't know if it's intentional, but there's a couple words that Zenolata says incorrectly, and in my mind it's like, oh, because she's not spent time in cities among quote-unquote civilized folks, she might not know the proper pronunciations for those words. I don't know if that's intentional or just a coincidence, but I like the idea behind it.
Death bell to soothe the pulse, none root to sear the soul, and ectoplasm to deprive that poor child of the flesh, and have it be ethereal. With these, the seed can be carried from its mother's soil, without too much anguish for either.
Why don't you have these ingredients yourself?
To have the world for harvest would solve so much. Yet, drawing upon this arcane tapestry cannot make these miracles a reality. You have offered yourself in her aid, have you not? Well, this quest should say the ailing woman's mind. Go yonder and fulfill her desire.
I can see this being a very controversial quest. I can see the choices you make being very controversial for this quest, so I'm so glad that it's in a mod that I'm now recording for the world to see. It couldn't possibly go wrong. The YouTube comments for this couldn't possibly be terrible at all. Out of curiosity, I just want to see what the officer has to say if I speak to him about it. Are we talking compassionate? Are we talking angry? Are we talking, unwilling to understand her perspective at all? Only one way to find out. So one thing I have to be careful about is there is an effect on this armor where when you sprint for a little bit, it just gives off this kind of like pulse, almost like a little bit of a foos, but radiating from your body. Let me see if I can narrow down what's causing that. Oh, well, fear nearby enemies. Okay. I thought it was some sort of foos because it was just knocking everything over, but no. Let's see what you have to say.
What on Nirn happened in Arnima? Blood-red skies and haunting shrieks. Can't wait to get out of here.
Right? I want to get out of here too. Not necessarily crazy about the way that I'm phrasing this, but I'm curious to see what he has to say.
Sounds grisly and very dangerous. Does she really have all her faculties together, I wonder? What were these ingredients?
Death Bell, Ectoplasm, Nirnroot.
Deathbell? Wait. By Alessia's Majesty, that's a damn recipe for poison. One of the first things we learned to avoid on the field. This really shouldn't be your burden, but that hideous brew will certainly be the death of her, even with a whiff. I implore you, Knight, bring her back.
Oh.
Vale.
Also, I realized I can ask him about what I can expect from the witch, but
Ave.
I think we now know what to expect from the witch. I guess the real
Yes.
question is, would that be what Denize wants? Would she actually want to die? If nothing else, she's been given a false bill of goods. She's being told, oh, we can help you, where the witch is saying, oh, I can help you get rid of this, not, oh, I'll kill you.
Speak with the witch, Knight. She'll know what to do.
Denize, we need to get out of here. The witch intends to poison you.
What? How? She's been nothing but good to me since I got here. Why hasn't she killed me already?
It has to do with the ritual she's going to perform. It's going to do something to the child that you may not want at the cost of your own life. That's true. She wants the baby for herself. Like, this is an odd situation. Hey, you get away from her now.
You're telling the truth, aren't you? I saw her using some death bell, and I sure know that's
Oh.
not something you want in your body.
She was a giant for
Well-
a second.
If I can't get rid of it any other way, I may as well die, right?
Oh.
No, I can't. Please, Knight. I just want to get rid of this child and live a normal life. I don't want to die. If I give birth to it, I know I'll lack the conviction to do anything after.
That recipe's for poison. Your games are at an end.
This river has no branches. Destinies are now running their course, and usurpers like you cannot dare to change them.
Look who's brave!
Oh.
Say your prayers.
Alcrin was ready before I was. Ooh. Aw, she didn't fall off? That's disappointing. I thought she was gonna fall to her death. There we go. Took a little longer, but... Do not tell me she survived. Wait, who's attacking me? Who's attacking? Where did that spider come from? Where did that spider come from? Did she survive all of that? I think she did. She did! Look at her! She's down there! I think the paralysis saved her. I think the paralysis actually slowed her descent enough.
Hello?
How did you find out about this witch anyway?
When we were young, my sisters and I used to play as witches, pretending to curse those who annoyed us, and having our first taste of fashion with the rugs. We made for a fearsome crew. Then, as each one of us began to bleed and became women, those days of play became the past. But did I ever stop thinking about witches? No, not for a second. They were the most enticing people I could think of.
Such dreams are what can carry us through the worst of times.
Something so alluring about their lifestyle. To have your own agency. To battle back the advances of men. You could forge your own destiny with spells that can shatter any chain or blade. Even thinking about that life gave me some small power, however fleeting.
And what happened with this fascination?
The thoughts subsided when I was deep into marriage and adult life. Dreams normally tend to give way to silence. A daily grind until the grave. But since the sacking of Deepcrag, it rekindled my dreams of escape. And the witches were on the forefront of my mind. I scoured the tomes and spoke to all the Imperials I could find. I pieced together everything until I happened upon the whereabouts of her location from a single incident report. May Mara watch over you.
And also you, although I guess she didn't really help out too much. Yeah, like I said, there's a difference between her wanting to be rid of this and wanting to die. And when presented with the truth, she didn't want to die. Well, back to the officer.